It has been a tumultuous week for one Mr. LeBron James, and it got even worse today.
Yesterday, or excuse me, on Monday, it was announced that for the first time in 21 seasons, LeBron James would not be listed as an All-Star Game starter in the NBA, which is crazy that it's gone over 2 decades. And the streak is finally broken.
LeBron James may have just endured the most humiliating week of his entire career, and it all unfolded in the most public and brutal way possible. It started when ESPN dropped a bombshell report revealing that Lakers owner Jeannie Buss is officially fed up with him, a sign that the issues behind the scenes have reached a serious breaking point. When the owner of the franchise begins losing patience, that's not media noise, that's real tension boiling over. Then came the moment nobody ever expected to see. For the first time in 21 seasons, LeBron was not voted in as an all-star starter. Not by the fans, not by the media, and most shocking of all, not by the players. That wasn't just a snub, it was a statement. Around the league, the message is becoming clear. People are tired of the same routine, tired of the entitlement, and tired of pretending this is still the LeBron era of 2013.
Tough week for the King.
Yes, and I got a message for the King. I'm
What's
dead
that?
serious. Retire! After this season, call it quits. It has been a tumultuous week for one Mr. LeBron James, and it got even worse today when the ESPN?
Yeah, Baxter Holmes, yeah.
Athletic.
That was ESPN.
ESPN, okay.
ESPN.
Great research there, Rob.
No, but you told me that she put out a statement
She
to the
put out a
Athletic.
statement to The Athletic since then.
But that's what I'm
Baxter
saying.
Holmes
Like,
put out this
Go ahead,
20-minute read.
Yes. So it started about a week ago. LeBron James, for reasons unknown to us, but we talked about it on the show, decided he needed a 23rd season patch that only he would have for the rest of the season. It started mid-January in Sacramento, of all places. That just seemed odd. And then yesterday, or excuse me, on Monday, it was announced that for the first time in 21 seasons, LeBron James would not be listed as an All-Star Game starter in the NBA, which is crazy that it's gone over 2 decades, and the streak is fine.
And it didn't stop there. Analyst Rob Parker piled on by openly calling for LeBron James to retire immediately, arguing that the league has already moved on and LeBron just hasn't accepted it yet. A wild thing to hear said out loud. Then the situation somehow got even worse. That self-celebratory patch LeBron wore earlier this season, meant to honor his longevity, completely missed the mark. Instead of feeling legendary, it came off awkward, forced, and egotistical. If the NBA truly wanted to honor him, it would have been a league-wide moment, something everyone shared. Instead, it looked like LeBron handing himself a trophy and daring the rest of the league to applaud. Then Monday hit like a cold slap in the face when his 21-year All-Star starter streak officially ended, a record most people assumed would never be broken. But the most embarrassing part wasn't even the fan vote, which can always be explained away by apathy or shifting hype. The real damage came from the player vote. LeBron's peers, the guys who game plan for him, guard him, and see him up close every night, didn't rank him among the top 6 players in the Western Conference. Not top 5, not even top 6. That's not hate or media narrative. That's professional judgment from the people who understand the game at the highest level, quietly saying he's not that guy anymore. And just when it felt like the week couldn't get uglier, Wednesday brought another blow when ESPN's Baxter Holmes dropped a massive 10,000-word investigative report on the Lakers' ownership turmoil and a potential franchise sale. What looked like boring business news on the surface, but hinted at deeper instability behind the scenes.
the league did this phony patch that only you have, and we were really celebrating your 23 years in the league. It should be a worldwide patch, right? Everybody should have it on, and it should have started in October when the season started. That's when your 23rd season started. You don't want to stick around too long.
We find out yesterday that, of course, he didn't get voted in by the fans, but even his peers, his teammates, his NBA brethren didn't even have him in their top 6 of Western Conference players on their ballots for the NBA All.
Most people skimmed past that article, but buried deep inside were 3 paragraphs that told the real story. 3 quiet paragraphs that exposed what's actually going on between LeBron James and Lakers owner Jeannie Buss. No hype, no outrage, just cold facts that made one thing clear. The relationship isn't strong anymore, and the patience is wearing thin. Once that kind of tension leaks into public reporting, there's no putting the mask back on. According to the report, Buss isn't just mildly annoyed with LeBron. She's frustrated for specific, deeply personal reasons that have been building for years. This isn't about one bad game or even one bad season. It's about how LeBron has positioned himself within the Lakers' story, and Buss is clearly tired of it. First, she reportedly hates the narrative that LeBron saved the Lakers by choosing them, a storyline that, in her view, disrespects decades of history and makes the franchise look desperate before his arrival. The Lakers are built on legends, banners, and championships, not on being rescued by a single star. Every time LeBron leans into that savior image, it chips away at what the Lakers brand stands for. Second is the Russell Westbrook situation, which still stings. LeBron pushed harder than anyone for that trade, including the infamous backyard meeting before it happened. But when the move failed and the team spiraled, Buss reportedly felt LeBron distanced himself from responsibility, a move owners don't forget. And finally, the situation that may have...
He detailed the feuding between the Buss family that may have led to the $10 billion sale of the team. The story also pointed out issues between Jeannie Buss and LeBron James. The article states that Jeannie privately grumbled about what she felt was James' outsized ego and the overt control that he and Clutch Sports exerted over the organization at times. Clutch represents both James and Anthony Davis. The story also said that she did not like that James was considered a savior for the floundering franchise when he arrived in 2018.
In the span of one brutal week, LeBron James took hit after hit. A vanity patch meant to celebrate longevity came off as desperate. He was snubbed as an all-star starter by fans and players alike, and then a public report revealed that Lakers owner Jeannie Buss is emotionally checked out and fed up. That was the moment Rob Parker went on national television and said what many people have been whispering for a while: LeBron needs to walk away after this season before the ending gets even uglier. Parker didn't sugarcoat anything. Speaking directly to LeBron, he said the writing could not be more clearly on the wall and laid out the evidence like a prosecutor delivering a verdict. The players spoke and didn't choose LeBron. The fans spoke, especially Lakers fans, and they didn't choose him either. That isn't noise, that's consensus. When both sides turn away at the same time, it isn't coincidence, it's reality setting in. Parker then dropped the stat that really twisted the knife. Luka Doncic gained 1.5 million more All-Star votes this season than last year, while LeBron lost 1.5 million. That gap isn't random, it's momentum shifting in real time. What made it sting even more is that Lakers fans are famously loyal, yet they still showed up to vote and chose other players instead of LeBron, turning their silence into a statement. Parker also ripped into the 23rd season patch, calling it fake and forced, saying that if longevity were truly being honored, every player should have worn it from opening night, league-wide. Instead, it appeared late and lonely, like a self-appointed celebration no one else signed off on. He closed with his harshest warning yet: don't overstay the moment. With next year's All-Star game in Los Angeles, Parker argued it would be the perfect farewell, one last bow at home on LeBron's terms, because the longer he pushes forward, the more the league quietly moves on without him. Parker ended coldly, saying the worst move LeBron could make is coming back.
On Wednesday, when ESPN's Baxter Holmes did a 10,000-word piece discussing the dynamics of the Jeannie Buss family sale of the Lakers. All anyone cared about, though, was about 3 paragraphs, where it explained that Jeannie Buss had grown frustrated with LeBron for a number of reasons. Number one being that she felt like she didn't like the narrative that LeBron had chose them and he was like their savior for their franchise. Number two, she didn't like the fact that LeBron James had kind of absolved himself from the Russell Westbrook trade, even though he pushed for it harder than anyone.
Don't we remember the video of them having a powwow in his backyard?
And last but not least, she was very upset that he didn't seem more grateful that they did him a solid by drafting Bronny in the second round of the
LeBron James's situation only got messier when his co-host tried to pump the brakes a bit, acknowledging that LeBron still has talent and can flash greatness on certain nights, maybe top 20, even top 25 when everything lines up. And honestly, that's fair. We've all seen stretches where he looks unstoppable. But the deeper issue is bigger than basketball. It's everything attached to LeBron.
The sky-high expectations, coaching drama, trade pressure, constant roster reshuffling, and the never-ending narrative that nothing is ever his fault. Add in Rich Paul's influence, the clutch sports rumors, and whispers about what LeBron wants next, and the noise becomes heavier than his on-court production. Then there's the Bronny situation, which added more fuel to the fire. Minutes, attention, and a roster spot that many feel could have gone to more ready players. Whether fair or not, that perception has stuck, and fans, teams, and the league are exhausted by the circus that follows every LeBron season. The co-hosts did give LeBron credit where it's due. When he arrived in Los Angeles, the team was struggling, with high draft picks, no direction, and no momentum. His arrival helped bring Anthony Davis, and together they delivered a championship, an achievement that can't be erased. But Rob Parker fired back immediately, saying the Lakers will always be fine. Even in Kobe's final years, arenas were sold out despite inconsistent wins. The brand and history survive. The Lakers don't need LeBron to be the Lakers, and that's a harsh truth fans can't ignore. The franchise was relevant before him, remained relevant during his tenure, and will still be relevant long after. Acting like LeBron saved the Lakers is revisionist history, ignoring decades of dominance, banners, legends, and global cultural impact. The conversation turned darker when the panel debated whether LeBron might announce his retirement at the All-Star Game in Los Angeles, a move that would be quintessentially LeBron, hijacking the weekend, stealing the spotlight, and sending a loud message to those who voted him out. But Parker didn't buy it. He noted LeBron didn't even want to attend last year, and this time he could easily skip it again under the guise of a vague excuse. That absence would become the story itself. All in all, it's been a rough, public, and brutal week for the King.
Yes, and I got a message for the King. I'm
What's
dead
that?
serious. Retire after this season. Call it quits. Seriously, LeBron, is this on? I'm dead serious. The writing could not be more on the wall, right? From everywhere you go. You don't want to go out. Your players have told you you're an afterthought. The fans, the Laker fans voted. Because guess what? Luka got 1.5 million more votes than he did when he was in Dallas last year. And guess who got 1.5 million less votes? LeBron James. So the Laker fans are out there voting and they still didn't vote for you. The players didn't vote for you. The fans didn't vote.
Another panelist pointed out something that really hit home. 10 years ago, everyone assumed LeBron James would get a legendary farewell tour, the kind Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Michael Jordan received. Standing ovations, gifts from every arena, respect from everyone involved. But now, that vision is gone. Instead of celebration, there's tension, frustration, and a sense that the ending is going to be messy. That's the saddest part of all. LeBron had a real case for the greatest player ever. The numbers, the championships, the longevity, and his influence on the game and culture. He could have stepped away 3 years ago on top and locked in that legacy forever. Instead, he stayed too long, padding stats and blowout losses, forcing uncomfortable roster decisions, pushing narratives where nothing is ever his fault, and watching public respect slowly drain away in real time. Now look around. The owner doesn't want him, the fans don't want him, and the players, the ones who know the game best, didn't respect him enough to vote him into the All-Star game. That's not hate, that's reality catching up, and it's hitting harder by the week. At this point, it's not just fans or analysts anymore. Even the media is turning on LeBron James. When that tide shifts, everything collapses fast. The narratives that once protected him are gone. The benefit of the doubt is gone, and every mistake is magnified. Every bad night becomes a headline, leaving nowhere to hide. Here's the wild part no one wants to say out loud. LeBron probably thinks all of this is unfair. He genuinely believes he's being disrespected and undervalued. In his mind, he still deserves the All-Star nod, the max contract, and a few more years to chase milestones, stack numbers, and control the spotlight like he always has. That disconnect is what makes this so messy. While LeBron sees disrespect, the league sees fatigue. While he sees legacy building, everyone else sees a player overstaying his moment. That gap between perception and reality is widening by the week, tearing everything apart. Now, Rob Parker is saying out loud what used to be whispered. After the worst week of his career, LeBron James should walk away now. Not later, not after one more run, not after another storyline, now. And when you line up the facts, the snubs, the owner frustration, the fan rejection, the player votes, and the media shift, the evidence backs him up. This isn't a hot take anymore. This is momentum moving in one direction. The question now is, what happens next? Does LeBron finally step away and protect what's left of his legacy? Or does ego take over and keep him around for even more public embarrassment? The choice, ultimately, is his.